Hey everyone, welcome back to the Hero Homestead. Just thought I'd check in and do our daily chit chat that I'm starting to really enjoy. Today was a good day, a lot of perfect weather outside. It's getting to be well into the evening now, which is nice. Yeah, hope everyone had a good day because it was nice here and may not be nice everywhere, but we can always try to make the best of it. What I wanted to talk about today is the idea of thankfulness. With everything that's going around a lot, you hear a lot about the people that are thanking, essential workers or whatever, and a lot of the hospital staff, things like that, which first and foremost, you guys are awesome. So if any of you ever see this, thank you so much for standing your ground and helping all the sick people that you do. I mean, it's a daily thing, regardless if there's some sort of global sickness going on or some crisis. You guys are still there anyways. I mean, I got a lot of friends and that are doctors and nurses, and my mom always worked at a hospital, and I've always been in that environment. So I know that it's not just when there's a crisis, it's every day. There's nurses that are always rushing around trying to get to every single patient they have, which is usually more than they should have to handle in a day by themselves on their floors and units, but they do it anyways, and they always do the best they can for you and your family, which is always awesome. So thank you to all of you, doctors, nurses, medical staff of any kind, that are still out there doing what they do. Thank you to all the police and firefighters and EMTs and everything like that do what they do, keeping us all safe and secure in our homes when things are tough. Because, the world's a crazy place. But thinking about the topic of thankfulness is you can always take time to say thank you in a crisis, but how about every day? I mean, like I said, I've always been working around or in the medical field of some way, shape, or form. My day job is we service hospitals doing construction work, and me, it's teledata, things like that. And my brother, he's still there. He's the project manager for the division I'm under, and he still has to go to work every day and deal with the hospital. And it's, from what he says, it's still pretty hectic, and things are getting even more so as things are starting to ramp up around here with people dealing with things. But it took a minute. I stopped by to see him today while I ran to the grocery store because he lives right next to it, just to remind me to be thankful of I don't have to be in that environment right now, and he does, and one of the reasons he has to stay is because he is the project manager and the crew chief and all that. So he deals with the things that I don't have to, so I can stay safe and healthy and be home with my family, which is amazing. But it makes me worry and be thankful for it. So I see a lot of stories about people saying, oh, we took food or donuts or breakfast or, something. Or my favorite is, the meme that's going around right now is, this month is going to be by your favorite nurse or medical professional a bottle of wine month, which is kind of hilarious. But why not? Everyone needs something to unwind at the end of the day. And I'm sure it would be greatly appreciated. But as after I left my brother's talking to him and was thinking about the idea of thankfulness, I went to the grocery store, and I'm not really a talk to random people kind of person. It is what it is. I'm a, do your thing and kind of leave me alone a little bit. Not in a mean way, but just, everyone's doing their own thing. And when we got to the checkout line at the grocery store, the guy that was working there was incredibly chatty. And it was just about movie stuff. And my girlfriend kind of made me pause and go, your favorite thing and your ideas revolve around movies and filmmaking and stuff like that. So maybe you're here at this line on purpose. And I thought, you know what, right. She's probably right. This guy's been probably standing here for 10 hours because that's what's kind of happening right now. Dealing with customer after customer, everything under the sun, and no one to talk to or no levity, because you could tell he was really trying to make the best of the last few hours he was going to have to be at work, and being just overly chatty. But it was interesting. We were talking about the movie Alien, which is hilarious. My girlfriend's never actually seen it. She's not into the loud, gory, horror, crazy action movies. They scare her, freak her out. But she was really interested, which I thought was odd. But then I realized, she's being courteous. She's being nice because this guy needs someone to talk to. And I thought, you know what, maybe that could be my way of saying thankful in this moment. I could just have a conversation with the guy. I mean, it was kind of centered for me. It's a guy who's talking about movies and his love for it and the art of filmmaking and things like that. And it was awesome. So I just had a conversation with the guy, listened to him just go on and on about how much he loves the movie Alien and describing to her the typical scene because she had no idea. So he's saying, the alien's a parasite and it gets in you. And he was talking, the typical breakfast scene that they show in every movie or whatever, when it's like a clip from something, iconic cinema of the alien just busting out of the guy's chest. And to watch him describe it to her in the middle of the grocery store, and he's very animated, and to watch her react to it was hilarious. And you could just tell that it made his day. He was just so happy to have a real interaction with people. And it was really nice. It just took a minute, a break from the crazy and the rush of life. And I thought, even when things aren't crazy, we're always rushing. And that's one thing I'm trying to take as a positive out of what's happening in the world right now, is it's slowing everything down, which I've said for years. I hate that everyone's in a hurry. Everyone thinks they're the most important person on the planet, and they're rushing 900 miles an hour to get to wherever they're going. But is it really that important? I mean, like I said before, we need to take time to have conversations with our kids and our family and relate and connect with one another. We need to take time to enjoy the moments of life when they pop up. We can take a break from work and take a moment and talk about it, or enjoy it, laugh, wrestle in the mud, whatever it is that you're doing, or, go for a walk or play a video game, whatever it is. But we take time to slow things down and break from the crazy rush that is life. And in this moment, it was taking time to talk to the guy at the grocery store that was bagging my groceries and doing the cashier thing, and it made his day. And I thought, you know what? Maybe I need to be more like that in everything I do every day, because that's a way of saying thank you. It's a way of saying I appreciate you and what you're doing for me in this moment, and what you're doing for everybody around you. Because that guy's going to be doing it, probably for a while. I don't just saying like it's his job. So every day he meets hundreds of people that most of the time they probably don't even look him in the eye. It's like, hey, give me my stuff, here's my money, and go on with it. And he's just left alone there to do his thing. And how many people do we interact with like that? The bank teller, the cashier at the grocery store, anybody, where it's just rush, rush, rush. No real thanks. I mean, there's the typical, okay, yep, here's your money, thank you, you're welcome. How about a real thank you? How about I'm going to stop and I'm going to talk to you about something that might not be probably important at all, other than to that person. Might be something that makes their brain escape for a minute from the humdrum that they're dealing with. And they get to laugh, they get to tell you one of their favorite stories, or they get to share something that they find exciting. And for all they know, they've passed that on to me, and now I'm going to be excited about it. I'm going to have to go check it out, and I'm going to have to talk about it, and then they can feel good. So giving thanks is not just about thankful that you got something. Giving thanks is what you can give to people, and sometimes it's just a conversation. Something fun, something simple. Make them laugh, make me laugh. I mean, there's tons of people out there. We pay to go watch them tell us jokes and laugh and feel good about stuff. Why can't we do that to the average person? Why can't we say thank you in times that are not crisis, that are not, stressful? I mean, yeah, if your thing is taking food or breakfast or whatever, like handing out donuts to the police officers that you see on the side of the road, or the firemen and EMTs that show up and help take care of things, or the hospital workers, why can't it be, going to some office somewhere where some people that do regular day stuff like insurance or call center or whatever. I'm just throwing out basic examples. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant, but be nice. So what I'm saying is take time to be thankful in every moment of life, whether it's extravagant or simple. May make somebody's day. It may make people feel a whole heck of a lot better about the ridiculous crap they got to put up with all the time. Because, we've all done it. I've been the cashier. I've been the low man on the totem pole in every job. We all start somewhere and work our way up. And right now, especially with what's going on in the world, there's a lot of people out there that still have to go to those jobs that aren't making a whole lot of money, that have to put up with a lot of the crap and a lot of the uncertainty and unsafety that's happening. So take time to say thanks. Take time to show appreciation. And it, again, doesn't always have to be monetary or gifts or anything. It could just be a simple, let's stop and talk for a minute. Let me get to know you as a person, or something you're interested in. Maybe I'm being put in that position because you need the outlet, or you need some information that I might be able to impart from you. Could be. Or it could just be they want to talk because they have no one else to talk to. Most people go round and round. We don't know anybody and everybody's story, but they might need it. The old lady at the grocery store, I can't tell you how many times my girlfriend says, I'm just running to the store. She's gone for an hour, and when she comes back, it's the story of, well, I saw this one old lady and she needed help, or this one old gentleman in the wheelchair and he couldn't reach stuff and no one was helping him because everyone was too busy, and she took the time to do everything he needed before she did what she needed. And I think a whole lot more of that going around would be way better to hear about the 500 things I got at the store today and rushed and got home and just did, and before I know it, I'm exhausted and flopping down on the bed and I accomplished nothing humane. Sorry, I can't talk today, guys. My brain's been fried. But yeah, most days we rush so much. We get home and get to our beds at the end of the day, and where's the humanity of it all? Where's the connection to other people, the doing good, not because it's expected, but because it's the right thing to do. You see a need, you fill it. Little things like that make a big difference. I can remember a few times in my life where I needed help, and I either was too prideful to ask for help, or I didn't want to burden someone else because I thought that's what it was going to do by simple asking where something's at in the store, even though usually it's the employee that works there that's their actual job, is to tell me where things are. But for some reason, up here, for a lot of us, you can't make that leap. I mean, how many times, to give a clear example, you throw the instructions you get with whatever you're putting together, you throw it in the garbage because you don't need it. You don't need the help. Well, some people do. And sometimes the help is just a conversation that can be appreciated to make them feel wanted and feel happy. So that was my 2 cents for today. So I leave you with the do what you can to show your thanks to anyone and everyone all the time. Not just in an emergency or a crisis. Daily life. And I get it. Sometimes people really are busy, but I think unless you're a doctor that's racing to the emergency room to save someone's life or something like that, it's not that important to rush that much. Things can slow down and wait, and usually you get a whole lot more done when you go a little slower than if you're constantly rushing. And a whole lot more positivity can come out of it. So be thankful. Stop and have a conversation with someone, especially when you can look at them and know they are craving human attention and connection. Because that's what heroes do.